This is not about becoming superhuman. This is about realizing that being human is super.
In yoga, the symbolism always is about showing the Adiyogi or the Shiva always as half man and half woman. The idea is to remind everyone that this is the nature of your existence. So to bring this balance between masculine and feminine is the true empowerment of humanity. If feminine has to find the right place in the world, we need to create a balanced society where finer aspects of life are as important as survival. If in our education systems, music, art, aesthetics become as important as science, mathematics and technology, only then feminine will find expression in a society. It is time to turn this around. So we've come to a place where technology has created a physical space where men and women can participate in equal measure. In many ways, everywhere in the world, economy is going to be the main factor in people's lives. It's very important that the women of the world participate in this process to create a gentler economy, an economy which is not brutal. It is very important in business leadership, in the boardrooms of this nation and in the world. There should be women who are feminine, not women who are trying to act more masculine than men. Women who genuinely have something feminine alive in them, and also men who are not ashamed of being feminine when they need to be. This balance has to be brought forth in a society. It is only in this balance there is empowerment. What you call as a flower is a fragile expression of a sturdier plant, but without the flower, the plant would mean nothing. So what we call as feminine is a more fragile expression of who we are, but without it, we would be nothing.
If we have more women leaders, would we have a more peaceful world?
In the making of life, in the very nature in which we are, there is something called as masculine and feminine. Unfortunately, we have created a world where our idea of success and well-being is overwhelmingly masculine. You must understand, I'm not talking about male and female, I'm talking about masculine and feminine. A man is capable of being as feminine as he wishes to be in terms of his thought, in terms of his emotion, when he wishes to be. Similarly, a woman is as capable as a man to be as masculine as she wishes when the situation demands or when such actions are needed. Right now we have created education systems which are purely masculine, which is producing women also. Whether you like it or not, unfortunately, the idea of success has become masculine. Those who want to be successful, even if they're women, they're becoming like this, which is a serious damage to humanity. If you take away the feminine from the world, everything that's gentle, everything that's beautiful, everything that's aesthetic, everything that is the subtler aspect of life will disappear, and only providing and survival aspect of life will exist. Right now, there is a serious concern about this. See, 25 years ago, in a normal conversation, nobody would think it's worthwhile discussing economy, isn't it? We talked about the weather, we talked about juicy things in the town. We never talked about the economy. Today in every conversation, everybody is talking about the economy. Economy means livelihood, economy means providing. This is purely masculine in nature. I'm not saying women cannot provide, I'm not meaning men and women, I'm talking about masculine and feminine. If you make the society so overwhelmingly masculine, you will obliterate the feminine. In this, everything that's gentle and beautiful will vanish, even in a woman. Because when you set the standards that this is the only way you can succeed, even she will adapt to the situation, which I feel they are adapting, and many women are expressing their masculinity much more stronger and cruder than a man. It is happening. This is distressing because
in different countries, in different cultures, these levels of disparities and the struggles are very different. Let's say you go to Africa. In Africa, women have more share of the work than men because men are drunk, okay? They have more share of the work. But a large number of men have managed to get guns in their hands. So what is an economic power? Because they have no share of that, the men, they've gone for military power, which is easy. Now you just have to have a gun. In many of these societies, it's become like this. Women are doing all agricultural work, taking care of cattle, children, works, everything. Men are just carrying guns and walking around. Because he has a gun, he gets more than his 50% of share. So please understand this. This is how societies will adjust themselves. If you try to force something, the reverse that comes back will not be a good thing. So now from Africa, if you move to Arabia, you can't touch it because it's religious. You can't talk about the women. Nobody talks about it. You talk about it, you may be dead. So from there you come to Europe, it's a different situation where everybody can do what they want, but are women very happy? No, they are not. Because of all this excessive talk about equality, nobody wants to be together. Right now they're saying below 30 years of age, the number of people unmarried is over 70%, okay? Nobody wants to marry. I want you to understand, nobody wants to marry means no man is willing to commit himself to a woman. He wants her when he wants her, when he doesn't want her, he doesn't want her. There's no commitment. When this happens, as time goes by for the woman in her life, this is going to become a major problem. When she's young, maybe it doesn't matter. As time goes by, it becomes a serious problem.
If I'm allowed to share something from my life, you know, those days when we were growing up, my father is a physician, he is the provider. My mother never earned a rupee in her life, but it was never such a thing that if she does not earn, she's something less. No, she was the most valued person. As a child, when I look back and see, with all due respect, when I look back and see in the way my life evolved, I could very easily live without my father, but I cannot imagine my life without my mother. She never earned anything, but that's not the point. Where the money came from didn't make a difference, but how it was done in the home was everything. I must tell you these simple things. She did everything in the house, from stitching to embroidering to cooking to everything, because she wouldn't want anybody else to do it for her husband and children. She wants to do it herself. If we travel somewhere, if we have to sleep, if she saw an empty pillowcase, you know, when you travel somewhere else, there's just white pillowcases, she would say, how can children sleep on empty pillowcases? And she would pull out her needle and thread right there. In 5 minutes, she stitched a small little parrot or a flower. This little green parrot, I stared and I slept. It is so deep in my consciousness today, that little green parrot, because that sense of that caring, I think that little green parrot sank so deep into me, and in many ways who I am today is a manifestation of that little green parrot that she stitched on that pillowcase. So, this is feminine. I'm not saying everybody has to embroider, but I'm saying that sense of concern is feminine, and this needs to happen. In the system of yoga, when you know,
the Hatha Yoga is a common word being used everywhere without knowing the meaning generally. Hatha means… Ha means sun, Ta means moon. That means balancing the masculine and the feminine within yourself. Only when these two things are properly balanced within you, you are a full-fledged human being, otherwise you're a lopsided human being. The Adi Yogi, who is the originator of yoga, I know in California you think it's Madonna who did it. Adi Yogi is symbolized as the ultimate symbol of man. And how he is symbolized is, all the images are, one half of him is woman, another half is man. He is the ultimate man, but one half is woman, another half is man. Because a true human being is an equal balance between masculine and feminine. And we don't need masculinism or feminism, we need human nature to evolve. If human nature evolves, women will naturally exhibit more feminine qualities, men will naturally exhibit more masculine qualities. There may be a little intermixing, some women may be more masculine, some men may be a little more feminine, that's not an issue. But the important thing is our humanity should overflow, not our masculinity or our femininity, because you're talking about skewing life. Don't skew life, we will pay for it after some time. It's important life comes up in a balanced manner. You must understand in this country, this has been demonstrated in 1,000 different ways. See, in the culture and in a way in the world, the most masculine, athletic god that you can see is Shiva. But one half of him is woman, all right? Literally, one half of him is woman to clearly show in symbolism that you're a combination of the two. If you're not balanced between these two, you will become a very skewed life. Any skewed life, either this way or that way, you're going to pay the price after some time. So if women have to succeed in today's world, why are we always thinking of putting a woman into a man's world and asking her to succeed? Why don't we redesign the world a little bit, as it is suitable for all human beings? You must understand the world got designed like this at a certain time in history when, let us say, now so many ladies are sitting here, let us say it's 1,000 years ago, many of them have traveled long distances and come, I'm sure. 1,000 years ago, you think so many of them would have traveled and come? They're coming here not because the society has become liberal, they're coming here because of technological means of transport. So technology has come, machine has overpowered the muscle. So now what matters is your success largely depends on your intelligence, not on your muscular strength. So now a level playing field is being created just now. Already don't jump the gun, let us continue to do this, gradually it'll anyway level out. But if you try to forcefully change things, you will see it'll create ugliness, and in the end, it is woman who loses out because there is a certain sensitivity that she needs in the society. If everything is run by rules, she will suffer. Hard rules. Man doesn't care, he will go on. But woman will suffer. It's very important a sensitive society is created, not just by law. Little sensitivity is needed. Law can be made ugly for the woman. It's very important we restructure the workspaces because now so many women are beginning to go out and work. We need to change the external situation rather than women changing themselves like men and going out and being successful. We need to redesign the world, and that won't happen overnight. We need to pay attention to it. What is the requirement?